I'm Aisha Abdullah. I'm a director of Malaysian Child Resource Institute. We've been around for about 20 years and we work with child rights, child advocacy, do child protection work and early childhood education. It's very, very important because children's needs are overlooked from a long time ago. You and I are adults, we are humans. We have a need to eat, a need to health, a need to education, a need for everything. And so do children, they're humans too. Problem is, their needs are not being looked to, they're being overlooked, they've been downright completely ignored. So we have to bring up the importance of child rights now. The needs have become rights because the needs are not being looked to, basically. Basically, children are children, and what do? They play. That's their natural asset, their natural ability. Now the problem is we're telling children more and more not to play. The moment they start to walk, we tell them don't run. The moment they start to talk, you tell them keep quiet. Okay, and they are always like a little scientist, touching this, hearing that, because they naturally need to use their senses. And here we are telling them, don't play, sit down, eat your dinner, go to sleep, study hard, and that's about it. Okay, so their right to play, which is enshrined in the Convention on the Rights of the Children, of which Malaysia is a signatory to, is not being emphasized upon lately, well, for a long time. Sadly, you see in the newspapers teenagers committing suicide due to exam pressure. Okay, you see children bullied out of stress for the system and all that. So the children are not allowed to be their true natural selves. Can you imagine asking a cat not to meow and a dog not to bark and a fish not to swim? So you're telling a child not to play. That is how important it is that we have to protect the child's rights, because that's what they naturally do. And if they don't do that, their mental health will just go berserk. And as adults, it's going to be even worse for them and for society as a whole. Once you have a child in their life, you have a responsibility to consider that new human. Okay, it's that little new human is going to be an adult. So you can see the little child, the newborn, as an adult to be. So if you want the child to be a good adult, like yourselves, hopefully, you have to allow the child to emulate you. So everything the child says and do will depend on what you say and do, and what goes on in the environment. So you have to change the environment such that the child will become the person you want him or her to become. So parents play a key role in it. We cannot farm them out to babysitters, put them in front of gadgets, and think that they will just blossom just like that. Okay? Parents play a key role. They need to be engaging the children. They have to embrace the responsibilities. They have to embrace issues surrounding challenges for children. Like, as you know, nowadays technology. I have seen a grandmother put an iPad on top of an iPhone on top of her forehead to distract her little baby so that she can feed him. Okay, what kind of stimulation is that? I mean, it's interesting, but it's not necessarily the thing you need to do. I've seen parents ask the children to just get completely absorbed in some sort of application on the tablet so that the parents can then have eat in peace. So the social interaction skills are gone, being able to think for themselves are gone, okay? And the children doesn't have that connection with nature, what is natural around them, and that is just so important. Parents have a real responsibility to engage in the children, to know their children, to, as much as they can, be a step ahead of them, and to basically give their time. That's all the children need, their time. My hope for all children in Malaysia to recognize that in order for us to move on in a positive note is that we must remember, no matter what, we should not do things to hurt people. No matter what, we should do nothing to hurt the planet. Because essentially, what happens in the future depends on what we do today. So if you can stick within that formula, all children from all backgrounds, all people who work with these children, with all our children, our adults to be, not just adults to be, they are humans to be. Okay, so we need everybody to rally in together and basically show respect. You show respect for everyone, for everything that you do, for all processes in life, to live it as natural as possible. That way, everyone will take cognizance of each other. Everybody will consider each other. Everybody will remember each other and have nothing but good, positive hope for each other. That way we will grow in a nice manner in order for humanity to go back to the way it once was, which is to respect life and to let life go on sustainably in a good manner so that we all have everything for each other in the future. That's my hope for children of Malaysia, children of the world, and for everybody, global citizens of the world. We are all of one, and we should remain as one. And the only way we can move forward is really to tell our children that message. We need to take care of each other.